Training on a Thursday afternoon. Actually, it's not even 8
Morning.
a.m. yet.
Yeah.
9:30 a.m. That's how good we are. Hi, everyone, and welcome. It is another Training Thursday for today. Leap Day! Thursday, February 29th. A day that, Kerry, let's only do this once every 4 years. Training Thursday, Leap Day.
I'm not sure we need to do Leap Day every year.
So, right.
Yeah.
I'm Jordan Bateman, Vice President Communications for the Independent Contractors and Businesses Association, joined as always by
Kerry Vitale, Program Manager for the Training Department.
Vitale by name, vital by nature. Kerry,
Sure.
I hate to say it, but you look much older than the last time I saw you.
Well, it has been a couple weeks as well,
yes.
too, because we did not have a Training Thursday last week because you were in Victoria,
Right.
and then BUILDEX the week before.
That's right.
So.
But it was also your birthday.
It was my birthday
So
last
happy
week.
birthday.
Yes, thank you.
Kerry celebrated by running a marathon in Las Vegas because she's crazy.
That's what you do on birthdays. What are you talking about?
Other people, they go for nice like beer, they see some friends,
I had
they
drinks.
do whatever. Kerry,
I had drinks
running
in
down
Vegas.
the strip, I presume.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had drinks in Vegas. It was fun.
All right, well, there you go.
But yeah, so trying to get back into it. So if anyone's not received an email back from me, I apologize. I will respond as quickly as possible.
Exactly. She'll get there. She'll get there. It's all good. It's all good.
Exactly.
But good trip.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was hot. It was 24 degrees in Vegas. And then we got home on Tuesday and it was snowing.
Yeah. Which is funny because all the locals then will be like wearing hoodies and huddled up.
Oh
It's
yeah,
freezing.
and I was like, this is quite lovely. It's nice and warm.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was
Only
freezing.
Canadians are in the pool.
Exactly.
You can go to Palm Springs in the winter. It's like
Yeah.
it's 23, 24. Everyone else is like got parkas on. And the Canadians are swimming, suntanning.
Yeah, you could tell the Canadians on the strip because
Yeah.
we were the ones in t-shirts and shorts.
That's awesome. All right, Kerry, let's talk about the featured course this week, and then let's come back and we'll talk about BUILDEX and budget.
Yes.
Making a note.
What
is our featured course
Lots
this
of
week?
B's. Responding successfully to a request for proposal, RFP. So we have several of these coming up, but the next one is March the 12th, 13th, and 14th. So 3 days, 9:30 to 1 p.m. each day. So 10.5 hours in total. 2 coastal credits, 9 BC Housing CPD points. So that is almost all you need. You need 20, so you're almost halfway there. More and more frequently, private sector companies and government organizations are releasing RFPs as part of the procurement process and moving away from the traditional bid process. So we want to teach you how to work on those ones because you're going to win or lose contracts based on your response to these RFPs. So very, very big deal. So as I said, you will kind of walk through step-by-step development of the RFP process, response to a case study that people will get. So you're going to understand the differences between a request for quotation, RFQ, and the typical pre-qualification and the build process and how to respond to that RFQ. Learn how to analyze the RFPs, create a successful strategy for developing a winning response, and many, many more things over those 3 days.
Perfect. All right.
Yes.
Like you said, basically 3 mornings in a row.
Yeah.
Starting March 12th, starting April 16th, my birthday,
Ooh.
and starting May the 7th, ICBA.ca/courses for everything we do, or the button below, the link below will take you directly to responding successfully to a request for a proposal. Yeah, listen, like, as companies grow, they take on more and more complex projects, and more of those projects now we're seeing RFP requirements.
For sure.
Used to be just from government, not anymore. It's a lot of private sector as well. Stealing that process because who doesn't love good old-fashioned red tape?
And just writing a lot.
And writing a lot, yeah.
We like that kind of stuff.
Yes,
Most people
yes. I have heard from some folks who run construction companies, they're shocked at how much writing they do. They're like, can I do more building and less writing?
Right?
I wish that was true, but this will give you the tools to write more efficiently and effectively and win these important projects. It's also getting to be a little bit more of a competitive market out there, so every advantage you can give your organization, your business, is going to be helpful. So investing in this course in 3 mornings. It's not really the money that you're investing in the course as much as the 3 mornings. It'll pay off in the long run.
Exactly.
Okay, look at that. This is good. All right, Kerry, let's talk about BUILDEX first.
Sure. That was fun.
Sold out room for the CEO breakfast.
More than sold out.
Yeah, 410 people in a room where capacity was 410 people.
Yeah, it was most definitely.
There's a couple times there where I'm like, I'm going to have to leave so another person can come in.
So I actually did. So Jonathan and I went down to the booth and kind of got that set up and stuff rather than having breakfast just because we're like, hey, you know what? Other people need these seats more than we need these seats.
Fair.
So yeah.
But great event. Chris gave his state of the state of construction address. It was co-sponsored by actually members of our Few Good Lads, and he was great. They were fun to work with. And then Bob Rennie interviewed 3 mayors, Ken Sim from Vancouver, Mike Hurley from Burnaby, and Brenda Locke from Surrey. And these 3 mayors had 3 very distinct views as to what was going on.
I've heard that, yes, I have heard.
A little bit like Goldilocks. One was too hot, one was too cold, and one was just right. I'll let you decide who was who.
Exactly.
I will say this, the one moment that really had the room kind of scratching their head was the mayors were talking about how sometimes, what they're told by business people isn't completely true. And what Mayor Hurley, bless him, goes, I have investigated many complaints from people, from companies about how long it's taking to get permits and development applications through. And when I go through, 80% of them are because the company hasn't checked off a box, right? Hasn't completed something. And he's like, we only have 32 boxes to check off. And the whole room goes, what?
32.
And in fairness to Mike Hurley, Burnaby is one of the better jurisdictions in all of British Columbia to deal with. Their staff is excellent. They're very clearly pro-development. Just look at the amazing Brentwood or Metrotown or the city of Lougheed. Like how I used the branding there. But the amazing Brentwood.
That was impressive.
Coined by Bob Rennie. So we're always using the amazing Brentwood. I've even got the kids saying it. So my kids are like, oh, let's go to the amazing Brentwood. Yeah, okay.
I love it.
Anyways, so obviously, they're doing development the right way.
Yeah.
At the end product, it's just taking a little longer.
32
but
boxes.
32 boxes.
That's a lot of boxes to check, Mayor.
Can we not
That's
have
a lot.
20 or 10 or 6?
Right?
32 seems like
32 is a lot.
So that was the one time the room got a little surly. It was like,
oh dear.
There was this audible grumble.
I love
But other than that, it was pretty good.
Oh, gosh.
Appreciate those mayors. Look, it would be easy for those mayors to turn down invitations like this, hide in their offices, try to divide and conquer when it comes to a room to construction companies. But instead, met with us, shared their views. A lot we agreed with, some we didn't.
Yeah.
A lot of encouragement, I think, just to go faster, and I think they understand that.
Hopefully. That's good.
It was good. Then we went downstairs. We had the trade show booth.
Yep. That was a good 2 days.
Good 2 days. Deadpool and Wolverine joined us in order to get a bit of attention on the floor, and as usual, it worked.
It worked very well. We had a few people, if they were not at the booth with us, whether it was first thing in the morning or if they were gone on a little walk around or taking lunch break or whatever, people would come up to us and say, oh, I hear you have the booth with Wolverine and Deadpool. Where are they?
Yes.
And we always have to say, oh, they'll be here soon, or they're walking around. Or
And it's also helpful for us when we go around to other booths and they're like, oh, where's your ICBA? Which booth is that? Oh, that's the one with the Wolverine Deadpool. Oh, yeah,
exactly.
So cool. And they went and took pictures with members and prospects at their booths. Really good folks. Pacific Fairy Tales helps us every year with this, and they are outstanding. Every year I'm just blown away by the quality of actor they send. And
Poor Deadpool. By the end of the day, even day one, he knew more about ICBA than we did at one point. He was doing the entire spiel. He'd heard it enough from us that he started doing it as well. So it was very funny. He was on the enther time. I hope he's an extrovert, because if not, he was exhausted by the end of those 2 days.
That lady that was hitting on him.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Yeah.
That was
another construction association that will go
inappropriate.
nameless in British Columbia. Wink, wink. She had a Deadpool belt. And she was all over Deadpool.
That was quite interesting.
Yes.
But yeah.
He's like, takes his mouth and he's having more. He's like, I have a girlfriend.
I missed that part. But yeah, it was pretty funny. On day 2, I took them for coffee, and so that was an interesting experience, taking the superheroes for coffee.
Yes. Well, and you don't get anywhere fast, right?
No. It took us 15 minutes to get to the coffee place, which was 200 meters away.
Because people want 200 meters. Aren't you Canadian?
I am.
All right.
It was not far, but yeah, it took quite a long time because people, even though they weren't entirely dressed up, but they still were obviously recognizable as what they were about to be once they put their headgear on, so to speak. Yeah. And it was quite the experience.
So they were awesome. We'll be back next year. Early indications, perhaps a couple of world famous plumbers might join us next year.
Interesting.
At the thing, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And
it was a lovely Valentine's Day.
Yes, and then last Thursday, no training Thursday because I got
you were in Victoria.
BC budget lockup. That's my 14th straight BC budget lockup. And here's what they do. This is such a throwback to when I was going to say when government budgets actually mattered and weren't just.
Oh jeez.
But they put stakeholders and media into rooms and give them briefings, and you have an opportunity to interact with officials and each other, and then hear the minister and all that, so that when the budget is released, you can speak about it in an educated manner. But they also take away your phone, your internet.
Of course they do.
Let me tell you, and every year I'm just like, you're amazed at like how much you use the internet for now. And they give you a little USB key, and I put it in my computer. I'm like, oh man, I hope my Adobe Acrobat works without internet.
Right.
It did.
That's good.
Did. But
there we go.
So that happens.
Yeah.
But they used to do it partly because, the idea was, well, government budgets are so important that they could actually affect the markets. And you'd hate to give anyone an unfair advantage in knowing what the market's doing, the insider trading. Let me tell you, nothing in these budgets, these 14 budgets I've done, have affected any market. They are bland.
Good Lord.
Like, just let's have our internet. Like, come on. We all sign NDAs, or let's sign a paper saying we won't do anything, but at least then we can get things set up outside. So,
I don't know what I would do if I did not have internet.
Well, here's the funny thing. So after
I'm
14
very
of
wedded
these,
to my phone.
After 14 of these, I'm a content machine there, so I know exactly what to do. So, I know, okay, well, I draft a news release.
Yeah.
First of all, I draft a couple pages of notes.
Yeah.
Every report a question, all the kind of things I'm kind of thinking about and thematically.
Yeah.
And I have that ready to go as soon as lockout lifts at 1 o'clock. Then I write a draft news release.
Okay.
Had quotes from Chris and from Jock Finlayson, our chief economist. Now, both of them had sent me notes beforehand about what they would look for in a budget. They weren't in there with me because the NDP won't give us more than one seat, even though there's me who's been to 14 of them and, the most famous economist in British Columbia on our staff. But God forbid they give us a second seat.
Exactly.
I'm just going to say effers, but whatever. I'm not allowed to swear on Training Thursday. Anyways, so.
If we're allowed to,
but anyways, I'll just say I had a news release, my notes, I had 30 tweets ready to go.
Oh,
I had a video pre-recorded, and at 1 o'clock it lifts, and it's just like systematically churning it out. I go back to the BC Chamber of Commerce after I've done this kind of 20-minute burst of content on the internet, and they're sitting there like, I guess we should finish this news release. I'm like, okay, guys.
So anyway,
so that was budget lockup.
Nice.
Yes, highlights debt, lots of debt, record deficits, beating even the COVID deficits.
Gosh.
BC is not in a good place economically, and it's going to get a lot worse. So hold on to your hats.
So on that uplifting note.
Responding successfully to a request for proposal, click the link below. Other than that, we will see you again next week.
We will.
When it's March.
Yeah, oh gosh.